Hello, my friends. Hi, mein Hase. Mal gucken, ob das heute besser funktioniert. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, mein Schatz. Ich freue mich für dich. So, notice just went out. I'm not quite sure if we are already live. I can see some people coming on. I think I am. Hopefully on the right page. We will find out in a second. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Angela and I am the owner and creative energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a WoodUbend retailer over here in Frankfurt, Germany. So welcome, welcome. It is 8 p.m. over here. So wherever you're watching from, just say hi to me, and from where you're watching, yeah, I'd love to see that. So tonight we are having just a cute little project because I had, you know, when you get like those candles in those glasses and stuff like that, and I've got loads of those glass things, and I find them pretty boring just to put like some tea lights in them. Are they called tea lights in English? I'm not quite sure, but you know, I am inventing. Hi, Michelle. I am inventing most of the time new words in English. So, however, so this is hi, Charlie. Hi, Michelle. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hi to Canada. So that's interesting. So we are going to do some decoupage on here. Hi, Nina. Hi to Spain. And hi, Michelle. Michelle and Michelle. Both of my Michelles are here. My favorite Michelle's my favorite Nina. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you have any questions, hi, WoodUbend. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Guys, if you have some questions, put them in the comments. I will try to answer those straight away. If I'm not catching them, maybe repost them because the comments sometimes scroll up pretty quick. So, and also when you watch a replay, just put it in the comments. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Vera. Just put it in the comments and tag me, for example, so I can answer your question there. Okay, as I said, this was like glass, and I've already done some crackling stuff like that because we want to do some decoupage. The decoupage paper I've chosen for this, I just want to have like those Chinese writing, is the Oriental Vibes. I'm just going to have the Chinese writing on there, just like a small strip around on the bottom. That's the reason I've got it white on the bottom. You can see I've done some crackling because I like to have the crackles around. I like to have a light color under the decoupage so that the colors pop a little more. If you want to have it like dull and stuff like that, you know, it depends on the project. You can use a dark color, of course, but I prefer to have a white color underneath. And on top, I've just like painted it black, and you're going to see what we're going to do with it. So we're going to use the Oriental Vibes, as I said, as a decoupage. I'm going to apply it with the pigment infuser. I don't, you know, this is a product you can use for a lot of things, not only for diluting your pigments in. You can also apply the decoupage with, which is great. I've got to put it on there later. No, I'm not using this one. I'll put this to the side. I've got the, where is it? Come here. I've got the flower 1116. Look how cute that is. Isn't that sweet? We're going to use that on there. And I've got the trim 0045, which is like one of the thinner trims. Isn't that gorgeous? Just look at it. Look at those details. So I'm going to talk about the products while I'm working at it. I've got the pigments in red magenta, which are the bright ones. They're going to go inside the glass. I've got the aqua patina in violet, and I've got the patina in copper. I've got loads of products with me, and I have the metallic paste. We're going to do some painting with the metallic paste. So I stop talking, I start working. Hi, Becky. So, guys, thank you so much for being with me. Cindy, you're welcome. So, okay. I am going to get this out of the way. I'm going to get you a little closer so you can see what we do. It's not so interesting to see me. And let's see how we do that best. Come here. Come to me, guys. So, I'm gonna tilt you a little down. So, as I said, guys, if I miss any questions, just Instagram. Try not to drop you guys. This is one of my, you know me, hashtag master of disaster. Should I put my coffee to the side? Is this tilted? Can you see all right? I think that's okay. Instagram. A little further down. Okay, here we are. So I shall get some space on this table. I'm going to apply the decoupage first. I'm going to put that cradle and on the cradle. Wait. So, oops, you know, space is not what I have the most, but we are going to manage. Main thing is my coffee is here. Oh, danke schön, liebe Becky. Das, was wir mit den Möbeln machen, hat meine Friseuse gestern mit mir gemacht. Restaurieren. Ich war 9 Monate nicht beim Friseur. So Becky was just saying that she likes my hair, and I just said basically what we do with our furniture, restoring it. That's what my hairdresser had to do yesterday with me, because I have been there for about 9 months due to COVID. Okay, now I'm going to build my cradle. I couldn't find a second cloth quickly, so I've got like a cloth, and I've got some of this plastic wrapping paper, because I want to basically just get this later on, that we can lay that on there. It's like a cradle, so it doesn't, so it lays a little solid. So that's the idea about it. Okay, decoupage paper is here. And the decoupage papers they come in 2 sizes. This is the smaller size I'm using, because that's fine for the project I'm using it at. This is the A3. They also come in the A1 size. They are rice papers. So, here we go. They are rice papers. I'm going to bring that a little closer to you. So you can see that when I turn it around, there's like those fibers in there, which is basically a sign that this is a rice paper. And this makes it pretty tough and easy to use. So let's see. I'm just going to, I usually like to rip it. So you can rip it if you want to. You can rip it, but it's pretty solid. But if you want to have it a little easier, you just take an artist brush or something like that, and you just make it wet. And just go over the edges, and then you can rip those edges off. You can cut it. I usually like to rip it off like that, because then it's easier to blend into your project, because you don't have any sharp cut edges basically. So that's what I prefer, but you can cut it with a scissor. Depends on the project you're working at. So for this, really, it doesn't really matter, because on the edges there will be the trim going over, and the other edge will be on the bottom, but even so. That's how I like to do it, just so that you can see that. How easy you can basically then rip this white edges off and go from there. So the bottom part I'm going to cut. So I'm just going to get like a crease here, so I know how much I have to cut. It's about there. This is now the bottom line. Let's see how much I need to go all the way around. If this is going to be enough. Bummer. Not quite. Not quite. So I'm going to wet the edges here also, because I have to go, it's not reaching right around. I have to put like a piece onto it, which is no problem. That's fine. So one part. There we go. This out of the way. So that's what it looks like now. And let's see. As I said, for applying, you know, this is basically a cradle I'm having here, so it doesn't move around too much. It makes my life a little easier if I want to apply it. So now I'm going to come in with my infuser. As I said, the infuser by Posh Chalk is originally for the diluting the pigments in, but you can use it greatly also for the decoupage and stuff like that. You can use it as a top coat. It dries glossy. Sorry, I have to sip coffee. Just think. It's my cat. I'm just looking for a brush. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to apply it is liquidy. So I'm just going to apply it on here, pretty generous. And I'm going to go all the way around. So my cat is just taking her basket apart. So just apply it on there. Lay your decoupage on here. This is pretty easy. You know, those small projects, there's like people, they're like, oh, you know, they're panicking with decoupage and stuff. Because it might, you know, they have wrinkles. With this project, it's not that much of an issue. We're going to check in a second, because you can see I can replace it, as this is, I'm gonna lay that down, as this is pretty, as long as it hasn't dried, you can replace it. So now I'm going to rip that in a couple of areas, because this is shaped. This is shaped. So I've got to fold it up a little. You can rip it and stuff like that. You can fold it up like I do it at the moment with this pattern. That doesn't really matter. I can cut it in smaller strips, for example, or rip it in smaller strips and apply it from there. If I want to do it that way, I can do it that way. And just got to apply a little more of the infuser. Just lay it on top, which also goes beautifully with this project. Just push it on here. So this all works, you know. This is completely up to you, which way you like to do it. You can bend it around the edges there. Let's see. Should rip it here also and layer it a little bit. So it's very easy to do. And as this is not about perfection or anything like it, you can just do that. Can you see all right? Hallo Ute. Ah, das Gäste an der Theke, das ist aber gut, Ute, das freut mich. Das sind ja mal tolle Neuigkeiten. So, guys, in Germany, we've been in lockdown till about 4 weeks ago, since before Christmas, and restaurants and stuff like that, they have been in lockdown since beginning of November. So this is one of my sweet ladies, and she's got like a bar, like a coffee bar, and she's open at the moment. Still, she's watching. So need a little more, just a little more, just oops, right here. Just make it wet. Guys, we can have a bed also. What do you think at what time of the video I'm going to have my hair covered in glue or paint or whatever? I don't think it's going to take too long. What do you think? Put it in the comments. When do you think? Or maybe in the heat gun, which I'm going to pack out in a second. So just need like a little part, just layer it on there. That's it. So this is basically a perfect pattern for something like that. Just to have that layered a little bit. You can rip it off here also if you think that's too much. So rice paper, depending on which decoupage you are basically using, you leave it after you applied it, or you soak it with the medium you're applying it. And when you have rice paper, you can soak it afterwards, so it really is going to stick on the project. So I'm going to go right over the whole thing. So this is going to top coat it at the same time. So that's where we are at now. Okay. So I'm going to dry that quickly with my heat gun, just so we can carry on. Usually you would just like leave it. I want to carry on, so I'm drying it a little. There we go. So, and you can also see the cracks, and you're going to see later on why I didn't put a paint color underneath. So usually you have like a paint color, and then you apply the crackle medium, and then you put a second coat, and then the cracks appear, and the base color of the paint is going to show through. So I'm going to put that to the side for now and close my, I'm trying to be, okay. If you have questions, guys, WoodUbend is there also to answer them. Oh, my baby wipes. So now we're going to prepare our first WoodUbend. And this is the flower 1116, which is this one. So we're going to paint that first. WoodUbends, when they are in a cold state, they are rock solid. I'll show you. They are something else. Yeah, maybe something else. They are rock solid. You can hear that. When they're in that state, you can drill them, you can sand them, you can, obviously you can break them, you can saw them if you want to. And when they're warm, after they're laying on the griddle, they get nice and bendy. So this is already cooling down again. So I'm going to paint that flower, and I am using, I'm going to prepare my pigments. I'm going to need later also. So I'm going to need the infuser. So the pigments, this are the red magenta I'm using tonight. I'm going to prepare a little more because I'm going to use those inside the glass also. So they come in a powder form. So you see, they are in a powder form, and I am just putting those into this glass. As I said, I'm going to need quite a bit because I'm painting the jar from the inside also with that. And this is just for decoration, guys. Obviously, because on slick surfaces like glass and stuff like that, you should put a bonding primer or something like that on. Even the infuser and the pigments, they last pretty nicely. But obviously with the paint and stuff I've used and the crackle medium, you really should have used the bonding primer. But this is only for decoration, and therefore I am not bothered. So this is not going to go into any dishwasher or something like that. So I need the infuser again. Okay. So I'm going to bring that a little further up so you can see what I'm doing. So I prefer to put the pigments in first, and then I apply the infuser. And the nice thing about it is you can control the consistency of your pigment mixture basically yourself, you know, depending how much liquid you're adding to it. You can use a normal top coat, but the infuser is just perfect for it. So let's see. And then you mix them up nicely. Look how ever so shiny they are. Ever so pretty. And if you feel you don't have enough pigments in there, I think I want to have some more pigments in there. I've put too much, for my taste, too much liquid in there now. So I'm just adding a couple of more of the pigments. I'm very good at displacing things tonight. Okay, there we are. But I'm going to need a bit anyway because I'm painting the glass from the inside. You can also add those to paint directly. You can sprinkle them over paint. You can add them to waxes, whatever, you know, they're also a very versatile product. So look how gorgeous that is. Ever so shiny. Ever so shiny. So have this prepared. I'll leave that spoon in there for now. And this is my, I'm going to use that brush. I'm going to get all pigments off that spoon to make sure I use them up all. So I'm going to paint that flower. You can paint the WoodUbends before you apply them. You can also paint them after you've applied them. But for this look, I'm going for, obviously, if I apply it first and then paint it, I will have the paint color all over the project, which I don't want at the moment. And you can use any paint you can think of for painting your WoodUbends. So this is now with the red magenta. Very pretty, I think. Oops. Very, very pretty. Okay, now put this away before I throw it. So my sweetheart is probably saying again, don't wipe it always on your trousers. But that's the way, that's the reason they look like that. You're very quiet, guys. Is there anybody on a WoodUbend page from you? So, should dry that just quickly because I want to add some more color onto it. And it does dry quick. It does dry very quick. I'm just speeding up the process at the moment. Oops, because I want to carry on, get it finished. Let's see. So, smooth metallic paste, red canary, also by Posh Chalk. Talking about using a flexible paint. They are perfect for it. Mix them up nicely. They are water-based. So I'm probably just going to need what's on this spatula now. Let's get like a tiny craft brush. Where is it? Because I just want to have a little in the middle. So I'm rhyming again. A little in the middle. As I said, this is the red canary. And as this still is a little wet, the other paint, I'm just using what I had in the lid. So just putting that in the middle so it looks a little more like a flower. So for drying, I'll put it back down on the criddle. And then I'm going to get my, don't need any more yellow. It's just a tiny little bit. Try to keep that clean. Get the trim 045, which is a very cute one. It comes in a coil. It's 2.15 meters long. And when you warm it up, you can see it. It is very bendy. So this is basically perfect then if you want to apply it. So I'm just going to measure that approximately. And let's see. I have that flower around here. That's it. Just cut it with a scissor, with a sharp knife, whatever. So I'm going to put that to the side. Keep it in a coil so it's easier to handle. Also when you apply it. So I don't just only need like this tiny strip. And this is already drying, cooling down. You can see that. So I'll let it cool a little bit, and this is going to be painted in another artist brush. This is going to, This is going to be painted with the Posh Chalk metallic paste in black carbon. They're ever so shiny. That's the reason I've chosen them for this look. That's what I want to go for. So, but as I said, always mix them. They are in a, well, they are like a paste, you know, you can see that they are like a paste. You can water them down if you, for For example, yeah, especially, you know, when you use them more for a paint. Now, I don't know what I forgot. I just got to get my, stay with me, my mister bottle. There we go. You can also mist those down with a mister bottle. This is basically, I'm just doing that so it runs a little easier into those details. So I'm spraying my trim. And let's see, can you see? And this is basically at the same time watering down now my paste. So I've got it all over my fingers, which I'm not worried about because they are water-based. They've got a lovely smell to them. Each color has a different smell. There has some essential oils in them. So they're very lovely to work with. And that's the reason I'm not worried if I've got it all over my fingers. They cover really nicely also, as you can see, and they've got just like a beautiful shimmer to them. They come in, WoodUbend, help me, how many colors do you have in the Posh Chalk Metallic Paste, the smooth ones? I know they have 3 textured ones. And the smooth ones, I don't know, I think they're about 10 or 12 colors or something like that. So obviously, I could break that trim. I mean, this is very fragile. If you watch it from the side, this is very fragile. So I am just working it careful, but look how beautiful that is. So just let that dry for a second. Just put it back down on the griddle. Clean my fingers up a little. Just get a baby wipe and just, you know, clean my fingers up. They dry also very, very quick. So this is already dry on my fingers also. Obviously, the more you water them down, the longer they'll need to dry. But I've hardly used any water. I just sprayed that trim a little bit, so it was a little easier for those pastes to run into that. Hi, Jill. Oh, yeah, at the beach. Oh, lovely. That sounds great, guys. I don't know when the last time was when I was at the beach. So close it up. As I said, if they are too thick for your taste, you can water them down a bit. Now, applying the WoodUbends, you use a wood glue, regular wood glue. I'm going to need that properly. Here, it's there. Need a little bit of room now. I'm just trying to get the things like in a safe area. I'm probably going to look for them again in a second, but I want them basically in a safe area. Water. Build my cradle again. There. Build my cradle again. So usually I roll up 2 towels, and that's basically where I can lay my project in. You know, if you have round projects, so they lay pretty solid in there. And oh, Jill, that sounds wonderful. We have to come to visit you also, walking on the beach. So this is now nice and bendy. I am going to put some wood glue on there, and you use a good quality wood glue. But always wood glue. Whatever surface you're applying those onto, you always use wood glue. So I'm applying it on the back of that cute little flower now. And this is already cooling down again. I can feel that. When you feel that stiffening it up, just have enough glue on there so it sticks nicely to your project. So let's see if that does it. And just check where I want to have it. think I want to have just around here. So this is still just about, I'm just going to get a baby wipe. Just keep baby wipes close to you. If you well, I'm a messy painter, so I always need baby wipes. If the glue squeezes out on the sides, you can just wipe that off easily with the baby wipes. So I'm rewarming that just to make that a little more flexible. And then I'm going to bring that a little closer. Then I'm going to push it down, especially around the edges. And you can see there's like the glue squeezing out, which is a good sign, because that shows that the WoodUbend is snuggling itself nicely onto the surface. So, and whatever surface you're applying it onto, you know, even if it's a mirror or something like that, and you think, oh, that's completely straight. No surface is completely straight. So when you feel it's stiffening up, you know, cooling down and not so easy to move again, just heat it back up and make sure it gets good contact, especially, you know, around all those edges and stuff like that. Because we want it, firstly, it's supposed to look at the end like it was never supposed to be anywhere else. It's always there. That looks quite cute already, doesn't it? So, WoodUbend trim, adding it to the bathroom door. Oh, that'll look lovely. For sure. Do that. Show pictures. I want to see pictures of that. So now we do the same thing. I want to have that trim basically all the way around. And I'm going to cut that to size. I'm firstly going to put that on here. Warm that up. And I want to cut it to size around this flower, just to snuggle it around it so it fits nicely in there. So people, don't panic. I'll be all right. I know I'm usually the master of disaster, so this is going to go nicely there. Okay. Cooling down already. So I'm going to apply the glue now anyway. So just as I said, work it gently. You can work in sections. If I have like bigger areas, I work in sections, as this is only a small project. I am applying the glue already. Same thing. Make sure you have enough glue that it sticks to your project and not so much that it's all over the place. What I usually like to do when I put it on, it's mostly all over the place. So, glue off my fingers. So I'm laying it on here. So this is cold. You can see that this is cold. This is not going to go anywhere now. So I'm not bending it at the moment. Oh, hi, Betty. I'm happy you caught me. That's great. So I'm going to reheat that. See how quickly, because that's pretty thin. That's pretty thin, so it's easy. It's very easy to manage. Let's see how quickly that went. push it on there, glue coming out, which is perfect. I want to cut this area here also, so I'm warming that up. So, warming that up, cutting around that flower because I could have layered that. Also, you can do that as this is a pretty thin trim. Thin trim. I'm in my rhyming mood tonight. Thin trim, guys. You probably think this woman is mad. I am. So with wiping, I'm a little careful. Don't worry, this is not. I didn't cut myself. This is the pigments. This is the pigments. So get your excess glue off. Just squeezing out. So, and the glue is going to dry clear anyway. It looks white at the moment, but it's going to dry clear. You can also, what you can also do, you can use, careful. You can use, I'm going to use a fresh brush. Clean brush, clean brush. You can also use a damp brush to get off that excess glue, especially when you have pretty intricate ornaments. It's easier to use a damp brush to get the glue off. So just push it back on there. Some more glue coming out, which is always a good sign because it proves it's snuggling itself up. So that's the state now. What do you think? Probably think that already looks quite cute. Betty is our flower queen. So now I'm going to clean that from the inside again with, where's my, so this is just like one of those disinfecting towels because I want to paint that inside now, as I've been touching it the whole time. So I want to get all eventual grease off. So now this here, this here. Let's clean it off on the inside. So time always flies, doesn't it? Okay, I shall get a bigger brush. So now I'm painting the glass from the inside with the pigments. There you go. As I said, this is only going to be a decorational piece, so obviously this won't last in the dishwasher, but the pigments, they dry pretty well. So I'm just going to dry that quickly when I have a second coat on there. But you can already see where this is going. You can see through the cracks and stuff like that. You can see the inside color. You could do that to a flower pot also, but this is basically the look I am going for. See if this is already dry. Quickly, second coat. As I said, if I would have made it even thicker, the mixture, I only would have needed one coat, for example. So just with this. Look how lovely and shiny this is on the inside. And now, just on the outside a little bit, but you can see, I'm going to see that a little nicer in a second. Around the top here, through the cracks, you know, that comes through. That's basically, oh, thank you, Betty. Oh, now, Nina, you're starting to like it. I'm happy you do. Okay. Don't touch it while it's wet. That's typical me. It's not dry yet, Mrs. Bailey. So be gentle. So now I'm going to have some of the patinas, which I put here. I'm going to use the copper and the violet. The violet is the aqua patina, which is water-based. So I'm going to use that on that flower a little bit. I'll just get a little bit on that brush, and then I'm just gonna go ever so slightly over those edges of the flower, just to give it a little bit more dimension. So you see this, just like tiny little bit of the violet on there. And the copper is going to be used on the trim. I only have a big brush left now. So the copper is oil-based. That's the one. You only need a little bit. This is basically like a gilding wax. Both of them are to basically enhance the high spots, or the high, yeah, the higher spots of your project. So I'm just gonna go. I could use the pigments also, you know, that works also nicely. Just brush it on there gently. I have just like a little bit on that brush, and I'm just going gently over it. This is not one of my usual overly colorful pieces, but it is pretty. So, as I have put the infuser, covered the whole thing with the infuser, I can basically take off even the oil-based one, where I went over the top with that baby wipe. As long as it hasn't dried, they're going to take about 24 hours to dry. If you use just a little, if you use too much, they need longer. So that's it, basically finished. Now you can put the, oh my goodness, look like a candle in there. Let's see if you can see. Where is it? Nobody moves. I had a candle just, there it is. This. Let's see if you can see that. Alexa, schalte das Wohnzimmer aus. So, I'm going to turn the light off so you can see a little better. So you can really see how shiny that is from the inside. You can see it shimmering through. You can see it shimmering through. So that's basically the whole idea of the whole thing. Guys, 52 minutes. You're still with me. I'm happy you are. I'm happy you are. So, thank you, my friends. I'm happy you like it. I'm happy you like it. So, this is burning from the inside. And do I have glue in my hair? No, I actually don't. How did I manage to do that? My friends, thank you so much for joining me tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I am the owner and creative energy from Elfen and Helden, also known as the Master of Disaster. Yeah, I'm a WoodUbend retailer over in Frankfurt in Germany. So I'm so happy you joined me tonight. You may also sprinkle this video. If you haven't done it yet, please pop over to my page, leave me a like there. It's always fun. I will see you probably next week. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Michelle. Dankeschön, Vera. Thank you, Betty, for being with me. Thank you, WoodUbend, for having me. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Look after yourself, and I see you next week. Look at me. Look at me. My fingers. It's only paint. No blood. Only paint. Even I'm working with a knife. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy you like it, guys. I'm quite happy with it. So let's just a little more round. You can do that with loads of things. Thank you, guys. Careful. I'm going to burn my hair now. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye for now. Tschüss.